Hey everybody, I'm back. We had to take a brief segment rest because there was just a little bit of time where I was just kind of describing stuff. We're going to get into the news portion. This really should only be a 20-minute video or audio file. It is downloadable, I believe. I don't know if I checked that properly. But this is going to be a 20-minute episode, and this is going to be news stories. This is the news portion of the PYBT. And directly, straight from the news, what I'm going to talk about first is the stolen shark from the San Antonio Aquarium. Now, in my opinion, this is the funniest thing I've seen in a while. Because who steals a shark? And to be honest, I would be afraid of anybody who did steal a shark. It was a 16-inch female horn shark named Miss Helen. It was taken from the aquarium in a baby stroller. They stole it in a baby stroller, man. That's crazy. There were 3 suspects. They walked out to the interactive shark tank to touch pool. It's like where you can pet the sharks. The shark was contained for more than half an hour to wait for this opportunity, quote, as I'm reading it directly from a news source, which I will cite off at the end of this episode, verbally. Give me just a second. I got to read up on this a little bit.
my.sanantonio.com. I'm getting this information from. I have different other news articles on here, and I swear this is the funniest
All right.
story I have read and also watched.
So
it says on this article, just said Antoine Shannon.
give me just a second. All right, sorry, I was having some auditory issues. The suspect grabbed a shark when the employees and staffing weren't paying attention. They were doing their jobs, and an employee managed to tell somebody that the suspects, 2 men and a woman, who had carried the baby shark off in a stroller. And they were confronted in the parking lot, but denied the staff from searching their carriage or car, so they couldn't be stopped. They released the aquarium ended up releasing surveillance video. My audio tech has more information about this from San Antonio aquarium.com. I'm going to let her speak on that here in a minute. And just go ahead and tell them what you found.
Okay, I had some little. So what I found is that I didn't hear some of the thing because I was busy doing something, but it was a longhorn shark, and supposedly the shark is non-dangerous or anything like that. And it says on the article here that she was placed in a 52-degree water to make her wash and all that stuff. But what I think is funny is that they stole it, in that they didn't confront them till after the fish was missing.
Well,
so
they couldn't.
It was
They did confront him in the parking lot, is what it said.
Yeah, but it was like,
It was a little late. I'll give him that.
and it was, to me, it's just funny how and I don't know which. It was the yeah, I know now. No, it was a San Antonio Aquarium, but it's pretty cool and it's pretty funny. And it's a
So,
enlightening story to
so
hear at times.
my question for you is: you want to steal a shark?
Yes.
All
I
right.
mean, we can get away with it. Obviously, they kind of did. We just have to be more, witty and prepared. I'm gonna go back to you, Douglas, so you can add more information and possibly cite. So the information that I got are from the mysanantonio.com and the NewYorkTimes.com.
Okay, and the information that I'm getting out of I'm getting it out of the usnews.com, and the current writer of this is that would be Alexa Ladry, staff writer. I don't know. I'm sorry if I messed your name up, Miss Alexis. Here in some other news, there are some zoos finding pretty interesting ways to keep cool. I'm gonna have a quick conversation with my audio tech, and then I'm gonna either carry it off to her, or we'll just see from there.
Hey, also it's me, Daira, and I have a few articles popping up. Why I wanted to do this segment in this news article was because one day I saw on Facebook and I follow lots of animal pages and zoos over here, and I saw this article because my algorithm is like that, and they were like doing all kinds of little cute stuff. There were panda bears, there were koalas, and all that stuff. Keeping and I have this article from weather.com where they're basically saying that one of the Dallas is this is talking about Dallas zoos. It says the Texas heat is so pervasive, and they basically have some quotes. Well, a zookeeper said, if I'm correct, that we just put in a water cannon for elephants. We just put water in a water cannon. Oh, I'm sorry, my English is not that good right now because I've been talking all day. But anyways, that's what Holloway reports according to weather.com. And what if it's really cute, and there's lots of other prevention to beat the heat. Polar bears that have their outdoor pools outside, they have the temperatures really cool in the water. They give bloodsickles, which is basically a popsicle with blood and all that stuff for carnivores, according to the video that I saw, and other things. So it's like really cool. Also, it's good to be aware how the heat is, especially in Texas and in other tropical climates, especially where they have dry and all that stuff. So, okay. So and also lately, this is kind of related to this, but what they do in Australia is they put water buckets outside. Lots of kind citizens will put water buckets for the animals, for especially the koalas, so they can drink. And it's just really cool.
For a second there, we lost audio. Can you please repeat what you said?
I said what they do this they do something in Florida, not Florida, Australia. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. They basically kind citizens will lay out water buckets or on the trees and all that stuff during drought seasons, and while it's really hard for koalas to drink. Normally koalas get all their hydration from the eucalyptus leaves, but they have been drying out. And they need more water, so that's a little bit unrelated to that, but it's a still cool fact, and it's a cute way to feel like to see how other people aside from zoos are helping animals in need in the heat waves and during the summer.
All right, and my last story for today, and then we'll just kind of talking, just kind of kicking it, is the disappearance of an Iowa student, Molly Tibbetts. She did disappear at I think it was her school. I'm looking at the story right now. I'm about to read just a quick segment off of it. Let me see what I can read without. Okay, so it looks like. Okay, the morning she disappeared, her family reported her missing after she didn't show up to her daycare job that was in the center of a nearby town. The news conference had Kevin Winker, the director of the investigation operation in Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation, said investigators haven't gotten any idea really to what's going on, or not that they don't have any idea, but they don't really know. They haven't put any connections together as to what's happened to her, or how her disappearance has happened, but it's not consistent with her past, is what he said. Dozens of investigators from his agency and, the FBI and law enforcement are working the case. They haven't ruled any possibilities out, but they are checking every lead received. He also said Tibbetts was taking care of her dogs while they were out of town, but what she was doing that night, he has no idea. Or no, that was what the husband or fiance said of her. God bless this woman. I hope they find her. I hope they find her in good condition, or in the best condition for her potential condition. If anyone does have any information, I am also a part of the Molly Tibbetts missing persons page on Facebook. You do need to report to the local police there, or your local police, and they'll pass the information on. I'm not sure. But if you do see this lady, go to the Facebook page. They've got a picture of her. You need to be on the lookout. Let's hope that she's okay. I think that should be the end of our news segment. We have about 4 to 6 minutes to just kind of talk. If anyone else is interested in talking, just drop something in the chat, and we'll kind of do that. I'm going to open up the second channel to my AV Tech. We're just going to kind of hang out for a minute. Not AV Tech, my Audio Tech. I don't have an AV Tech. So, yeah. How do you feel about us getting all the podcast stuff to put together?
It's really awesome. I feel like it's I'm part of something bigger, even though I'm busy with other things. But it's a cool thing to do on my spare time and add more to my schedule, which I love.
It's little right now, and this show isn't even ever usually going to have a second host, but I figured, if I'm going to have you listen in, you can at least chime in every once in a while. I don't really... This is going to kind of be the show where a co-host won't really be existent, but I will pull you in, or whoever I have as the audio tech at the time. I will pull them into the conversation and cue them on some things and hope that they can kind of put out some information, just something viable to what we're kind of doing. And, if it's about a news story, maybe they can help with that. So, it just kind of adds to the flow. So I'm not doing this for 20 minutes about just talking about random stuff. You are going to be, if the calendar is going to be correct, once we do get that made up, you are going to be a host of your own show and a co-host of Lost in Thought, are you not?
That is true. Also, I want to say a little message for our audience in case they want to comment, that we do have about a 17 to 25 seconds delay. So if you are going to type in some comments or whatever, it's going to take us a little while. It will take us a
minute to see those things. I'm sorry.
Probably like half a minute.
It's about a 17 to 20 second delay, but that's more or less for us to be able to cancel something should something bad happen on air. Like,
which is a good thing.
Someone just start cussing the place out